Okay, so we're putting it to the 24th.
You can. Did you tell him why?
Why? I have to.
I have a hair appointment.
Well, you know what? If we don't have any agenda, you can make it. All right. Sorry, Sam. It's my mom's birthday, too. Okay, all right. Okay. Here we are.
Yes, so yeah.
I'd like to, or go ahead, Dave.
I'm going. Are you?
I'm going.
Okay, I'd like to call the order the Board of Trustees regular meeting for March 3rd at 5 o'clock.
Call the roll. Mr. Crandall?
Here.
Mr. Mahoney?
Here.
Simcoe here. Mr. Genowine is, I believe, out of town on business.
Correct.
Cannot make the meeting.
Excellent, okay. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to, motion to approve the minutes. John, any
I'll move
questions?
the motion to approve the minutes of February 17th.
Second?
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Any additions or deletions to the agenda, John?
I have done it.
Okay. Hearing of the public, anything on there? Zoning Department? Nothing, Darrell? How about, Rob, anything on the roads?
Good evening. I submit the monthly report. Just some notable comments on there. We did get the Villa Road portion of the storm sewer extension over there complete up to Urido. The frost has taken over, so we've delayed the Urido portion of that. As you guys all are aware, the snow and ice control events, we've had 9 of them this month that we've broken some records. It's been one of the coldest months and most snow on record for February. So the guys and the crews have been working very hard and diligently out there on the roads to keep them safe and clear. Some other notables, doing the maintenance and the fleet inventory. That's been completed during the transition from Greg and I's duties. I felt that we needed to get that done. Other than that, I don't have any other questions. We can move to the next agenda item. Resolution number 15-030. To authorize the road superintendent to advertise for a utility worker position. This position is not an additional to the force. It's the replacement of the foreman and myself as we moved up.
I'll offer resolution 15-030 to advertise for utility worker.
Second?
Call the roll. Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. Hey, Rob, keep the good work. I know you're working hard out there.
Thank you.
Fire Department. Chief?
Kowalski?
Good evening.
Evening.
I will keep brief. I do have a resolution, but before I give out the resolution, I would like to congratulate Deputy Chief Ram, Jim Wolf, and Mike Behan. They're the ones that were instrumental in getting us the grant for fire hose. It was an assistance to firefighters grant for operations. They got a $99,500 grant for hose.
Great. Thank
So
you.
with that said, I'd like to offer resolution 15-031 to allow us to put bids out for a new fire hose.
I'll gladly make that motion. 15-031, authorizing advertising for firefighting hose.
Second?
Call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Nothing
Thanks,
else?
Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Next, I'd like to bring up Police Chief Bowman to talk about the next resolution.
Good evening. Tonight I'd like to offer a resolution to rescind Resolution 15-012 and certify a revised promotional list.
Well, John, you want to offer, or?
Yeah, I'll move approval.
Second?
Resolution 15034.
You have a second?
Is it 012 or 34?
Well,
It's 034, and you're rescinding 012.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
was that a previous?
That was a previous list. If you have any questions, it was, well, I don't know if you have any specific questions on it or not.
No, it looks to me like we had a list in 12, and I know you're in the process of hiring, or potential hire list. So you're just updating that, correct?
We're rescinding, we've made a promotion off the list. There was a question as far as 2 and 3, the calculations, and basically that's been corrected, and that's why you're rescinding the old list.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm ready to vote.
Okay, we got a motion and a second, and so I'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
John?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Chief.
Just one other thing I wanted to add. Since we talked last week about 4233 Nantucket,
Yes, thank you.
there's been some what do I want to say? We had an incident, a pretty serious incident over the weekend. We've been watching the house very carefully, and, we were addressing the littering and the parking. Well, our officers, because we've been having it on an extra patrol and such, we encountered a large party there over the weekend. It was an underage, actually we encountered 34 college-age students at that party, 20 of which have been charged with underage consumption. Of those 20, 7 of them are residents that live within that house. We're also going to charge them with, actually the charges were filed this morning, with furnishing alcohol to underage persons. So we really cleaned house up there. We were there, we started out the call just before midnight. It took all our people on midnight, so we had to get a search warrant because we were denied entry into the house. There was drugs involved in the house.
Wow.
And some things of that nature too. So hopefully this is making a statement. We will follow up on the thing too, as far as trying to contact the owner that rents the house.
I can get that for you.
That would be excellent.
Sure.
Checking Aries, it was a trusteeship or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
In fact, Mr. Varner and Lisa, they live right, that's in Nantucket, that house that's parked all those cars there. Yeah. Across from the nuns, right there, yeah. So this is the house that our whole neighborhood is up in arms about. It's terrible. Yeah, so this is what the chief's talking about. Yeah.
so hopefully this sends a very strong statement, and then we'll do what we need to do in the future too. But there obviously hopefully was a pretty big problem there. But again, I think the owner should know what's going on. Maybe the owner will help us out on the future situations too.
Well, talk is cheap, but I think I can get that for you. I'll see.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Just wanted to bring you an update in case any of you get hit with questions, because normally these juvenile or underage consumption parties generate a whole lot of phone calls, and as you can imagine.
Sure. A for effort.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
On to fiscal officer.
I'd like to add one thing, that not only does, breaking up the parties and that, but by doing that, it also keeps those young people off the streets driving, and I think that would be the ultimate travesty, is for somebody to go out and drive drunk.
No question.
So, Mr. Simcoe.
Briefly, Dave, what do you got there, buddy?
Well, we have resolution number 15032, and it has to do with the roof on fire station number 2. Had to be repaired, and we've gotten in a bill from Nordman Roofing concerning this, and it is a then and now.
I'll offer resolution 15-032 to approve payment to Nordman Roofing for roofing work.
Second. Chief, are we going back trying to collect something on that, or? Wasn't that Station 2?
I'm sorry.
Isn't this for Station 2?
Yes, this is for Station 2. This was
And are we trying to go back to see,
for Nordman Roofing.
are we able to go back on the contractor?
We've been back on the contractor, we've looked at it, and what the insurance company gave us is they gave us the last year when we had all that ice dam issues. We are trying to deal with that, and I have a meeting set up with Mr. Burrell to talk about issues with number 3s and then number 2s also.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, we'll call the roll. Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And then Resolution 15-033, an appropriation from unencumbered balance, and you see this here, the little bit larger, well, at the bottom, there's some road resurfacing projects, establishing accounts for those, and, well, there's some equipment and for fire capital projects.
Majority of that is for, new money that we received that we have appropriated this time, for projects and
Okay.
I'll offer Resolution 15-033, appropriation from encumbered balance.
Second?
Call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
And then last, I have Resolution 15-035, a transfer of appropriations, and everyone turns their, oh, no. We don't have to turn our heads to see this. And that, and, oh, yes, we do.
yeah, we'll get it.
And this is a small amount, and it's for legal notices that we have to make expenditures for.
That's for the money for the airtime for the fire hose.
For a fire hose.
We have the money budgeted for
Okay. Good.
I'll move approval of Resolution 15-035, transfer of appropriations.
Second?
Call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
That's all fiscal officer has.
I do have one thing on open discussion. When we did the roll, and I said, Mr. Genoway was out of town for work, and I said excellent. I didn't mean it like excellent that he wasn't here. I meant excellent that, we're good to go. So,
Yeah, good, yeah.
just for the record, I wanted to
Thanks for calling that.
I wanted to make that clear, so.
I didn't even pick it up. I know.
I did.
Oh, okay.
All right, anything else, I guess? Hearing of the public, we've got anything up?
Did you want to,
Well, we've got some students here from Notre Dame and St. Ursula, and they're in their government classes, and they're having fun learning about government.
they're watching government at its finest.
At its finest here, yeah, so, thank you for coming, and I guess we've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. Your teachers have been coming in, and some of your friends may have seen some real wild times here, but we're running pretty smooth here, so it's good government, good management is why we make this so easy up front here, so I'll offer a motion to adjourn at 5:13.
Second?
I'll call the roll. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Good work, everybody.
Wait.
Discuss next meeting.
Oh, you know what? Hey, Dave, sorry. You're right, I'm sorry.
On March
Then you grab a gavel a little bit there.
complement of trustees here. So I'm recommending moving the March 17th regular meeting to March 24th, Tuesday, March 24th.
Will that work for you, John?
Yeah, it works.
Okay.
But do we
Okay.
need to open up again, or
No,
Just make
because we
the
don't have a
announcement.
resolution, we'll just,
just make the
Susan
announcement?
will put the notice out that we're moving the meeting. So we just want to
Okay.
let you guys know when you're coming.
Thank you, Sue.
Okay, thanks, Dave, or thanks, John.